It's DC Fashion Week and Style Access got you covered. No crew, just me and my iPhone. Can't wait to see the designers and their fabulous collections. Well, let's get to it. Style Access starts now. Hello, my name is Rosie, and I'm passionate about fashion. My experiences as a stylist, challenge face-off host, TV personality, and blogger bring us here to discuss all things fashion. Welcome to the Style Access Experience.
Hello, Washington, D.C., and thank you for tuning in to Style Access. My name is Ian Williams. I'm the founder and executive director of DC Fashion Week. So you may ask, how was DC Fashion Week started? As an aspiring designer, I wanted to showcase my collection, and I decided to go to another fashion week. And I found out that it was going to cost me $6 figures to do a 20-minute show. I didn't have that kind of budget, and I knew there were other designers that could be in the same shoes that I was. So I decided to trademark the name DC Fashion Week so that I would own it for life in the nation's capital and help other designers as well as myself elevate their brand and establish Washington as a center of international fashion. How is DC Fashion Week different today from when it started out? We've grown bigger and bigger through the generosity of our sponsors this season, such as T-Mobile, Coca-Cola and Sprite Consolidated, the Embassy of Haiti, Dirty Martini, T-Mobile. It's just been great. We have great event partners, other media partners such as the Washington Diplomat, Fox 5, News Channel 8, just a host of other people. So we're growing large. We're getting more and more designers, much more designer talent. We're giving back to the community with our next gen designer fashion show. It's just been an amazing time here at Fashion Week. There's no better place to be for a young entrepreneur to start their business. DC has been voted #1 for fashion and artistic entrepreneurs. So you say, hey, what's the vision for DC Fashion Week? We want to be the Olympics of Fashion Week. We are the nation's capital. We represent our country, and we also want to represent our entire world in fashion. We want the countries to send their very best design talent to DC for Fashion Week. We're kicking it off with this Friday at the Embassy of Haiti with Diplomacy by Design. 5 incredible talent fashion houses will showcase what's new and hot for our autumn-winter collection in 2018. So, my creative process as a designer, I draw many different inspirations. This season, I was inspired by Spartacus, inspired by 50 Shades of Grey, inspired by Madonna's Justify Your Love, Beyonce's Haunted, and Hannibal Lecter. So it's a whole eclectic blend of crazy stuff. I call my Magnum collection Beer Gang Fetish because I'm all about the beer gang, be kinky, and of course, couture. So, and he asked, what music, movies, something ready for Fashion Week? I have never failed. The Devil Wears Prada is my go-to movie before I start Fashion Week. It inspires me because I get what it takes. I understand. As a former professional model, a well-established designer of 3 brands, and also a fashion show producer, I get fashion. So, last, what's the best piece of business advice I've heard? You hear this all the time. Don't take no as the final answer. I started off as a model and I went to every agency and I was rejected 4 times by a well-known agency here in DC. And then later, I was the first African-American male to be signed by every agency in the DMV at the same time. And that is a phenomenal achievement. At that time, most people were making you sign exclusive agreements, and I wouldn't go for it. I said no, because I did not want to limit myself. Now, I talked about Fashion Week. They said DC will never support a Fashion Week. And I said I believe that we can, because every well-established fashion brand has a retail presence here in our nation's capital. So I believe in our city. I'm incredibly grateful for our Mayor Nura Bowser for 202 Creates and celebrating a whole month of our artistic achievement. There are other event partners that are out there like the DC Fashion Incubator with Christine Brooks. She's done a phenomenal job kicking it off, and we have other people that put on great shows here in DC, and it's just a great time to be in DC for fashion.
Welcome to DC. You know where you're at, the USA Cap. You're taking it slightly, I'm taking it slightly. Now how you gon' act, or you gon' be right back? Well, we gon' be right here, we gon' be right here. We ain't going nowhere. Welcome to DC.
commercial starts now.
All right, my name is Imani Conroy. Josie B is my late grandmother, so it's named after her. Instagram, josieb.eveningwear. And I am a Delaware State University graduating senior!
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patricia Eugenia, and I've been a designer for 2 years. I was inspired by my mom. She has been sewing since she was a little kid, so I always saw her sew, and that's what inspired me to start my own business. As a kid, I never knew how to dress, and I didn't have money to afford good clothes. So my biggest fear when I started designing was the crowd. When I started, I wasn't sure of the crowd that I wanted. I just knew that I loved the certain colors and outfits, and like I just went with my passion. I love bright colors. That's what my line is all about. And I was afraid that people wouldn't like my brand because of the color, but everything turned out to be pretty good. Like a lot of students really love those colors. My crowd is mostly college students, and I go to Morgan State University. The only advice that I would give to a young designer is face your fears and jump. You have to go for what you want, regardless of how it is, because I was afraid that my work wasn't good enough, so I procrastinated on my website and a lot of stuff. But you have to push yourself, because you have to start somewhere, because where are you going to end if you never start? Before starting a design project, I would advise you to learn how to sew yourself, because that's the most important part, because you're going to waste a lot of money paying other people to sew your own clothes, and you're rarely going to make any benefits from it. Thank you, that's all.
So, tell us who you are. And tell us about you. Go.
I go to Micah. I'm a senior Irish major. I make comments about gender.
Gender. All right. And tell us, for someone who's under a rock, you know, the potential is all inclusive. What does that mean specifically? Tell us it like I'm a fifth grader.
Well, for me personally, I try to make them genderless, like that everyone can wear them and not have them like specific to one type of person.
This is my Fashion Week debut collection. It's the first time I show a fashion line to a general public.
So, how can she stalk you on social media?
Well, on Instagram at the Not Blonde Salad. If you're familiar with Ciarra, the Italian fashion blogger, the Blonde Salad, it's the Not Blonde Salad. It's kind of
come out with their greatest collection season after season. What advice would you give to young designers just starting out or hoping to make it in the industry? The advice that I would give to young designers just starting out is that just to keep going. Like, try to perfect your craft. Your craft is the number one thing, and so you should work on perfecting your craft. The last question is, what kind of questions do you ask before beginning a design project? Which piece of information is most valuable? The questions that I ask myself is kind of like, what am I inspired by, and what are other people inspired by? And I combine the both, and then I can make my collection. Describe your brand. The name of my fashion line is First Book, for the first book of the Bible, because my name is Genesis Bates. And to describe my brand, it's basically making something out of nothing at all. The clothing that I made tonight for the DC Fashion Show was all made out of jeans that I thrifted from the thrift store, and I cut them up. And I just wanted to make sure that people can know that no matter what you're wearing, like, nothing that I make is the same. Nothing will be the same. Everything is unique. What's the inspiration behind your collection? The inspiration behind my collection, and I don't want this to sound weird, but it really is me. Like, I really started making clothing for myself because obviously I'm a plus size woman and the industry wasn't doing enough for me. So I said, okay, well, I'm gonna do it for myself. And so every time that I make clothing or that I have a fashion show, it's always a tribute to myself, where it all started, and self-love. How long have you been a professional designer?
When people say printing, they go, oh, so you run a
I guess I'll say that I've been a professional designer for almost 5 months now, only because I just transferred to Howard for the fashion design program. But I started off sewing clothing for my Bratz dolls in the 5th grade. You know, it all starts with really small things and you build your way up. Made my prom dress, but officially, we'll give it 6-7 months. Okay, do you have any design rituals? If it's simple, it's not going out there. Just that simple. Like, if it's just one solid color, if it's just one, no. It has to be detailed. It has to be a showstopper. Like, I wanna embark emotion on you. Like, take your breath away when you see these clothing. And if you could go back and tell yourself one thing before beginning your career, what would it be? It would be to be extremely patient with myself. Sewing is a very tedious task, and in the beginning, because I wasn't patient with how long it took me to grasp the information, it really took me a longer time to really become in this professional realm, if that makes any sense. If I would have been patient with myself and not given up, it would have been very, very easy for me to keep going and grow from there. And name 3 items every woman should own. Well, that's a good one. 3 items every woman should own. Honey, make sure you got yourself a good pair of gladiator sandals. A good pair of gladiator sandals. Make sure it's really nice on it. The soles, you know, you don't want to weigh it down. I'm sorry if this is over 2 minutes, by the way. Let's see what else. Red lipstick. Red lipstick it will take anyone's breath away what you wear. Like, I do not care what complexion you are, because I know there are people out there that say that you shouldn't if you are darker skin. No, I do not care. Red lipstick looks great on everybody. You need to have it in your closet. And the last thing, one of my pieces. There we go. You should have one of my pieces in your closet. Every woman, every man. Is it really a closet if it's not in there? Thank you so much for your time.
fashion brand making African fabrics, into Western styles. We have like blazers, dresses, skirts, dress shirts, joggers, pants, vests, purses, bow ties, different styles of African print on them. So it's all fair trade, made in Nigeria, creating jobs in Nigeria and the diaspora as well. And my inspiration is the African fabrics, the best African fabrics in Africa, like mainly West Africa, like Mali, Nigeria, Ghana. I love Kente, I love Ankara, their patterns. I've been there for 2 years, started April 2016. Something pretty new, so I got a lot to learn. So I have a great career, career ahead of me. And rituals is pretty much studying fabrics, trends, history, to learn about fabric that we can choose, styles we can use, how to be nice. And if I could go back in time, I would probably do less events. So do more focus on more things, and not do too much. Sometimes we do too much. That's like too much on my physically and mentally. But it's best to like do less events. Just focus on events instead. And the items to wear are a dress, a formal dress, some nice pants, some nice joggers. Also like a nice purse as well. Stylish.
Symphonique fashion house. It's been around since 2012. We specialize in tailored streetwear items also and custom items as well. But number one thing about my brand that I tell everybody is everything in my brand is one of a kind. So if you purchase something, it's made for you and only you. The inspiration behind my collection, my life, honestly. And I really mean my life. I mean, I see that a lot of women go through different issues with finding certain clothes that they want to wear out, but also have a look that's like a daytime to evening look. And that's something that I pride myself on. And making clothes that people can wear to any occasion. I've been designing since I was about 12 years old. I'm self-taught. I've never taken a sewing class since I got to Howard. That's when I took my first sewing class ever. It was all started because of my aunt Dion, and I love her dearly. She's the one who got me started on this. Design rituals. My number one design ritual is just do it. I go with the flow. I barely use patterns, and I really mean that. It's rare for me to use a pattern. I'm always I'm cutting and sewing. I'm just like, it's in my head, I'm at the sewing machine. One thing I would tell myself before I started, which basically I would say if I was back at 11 years old, 12 years old, one thing I would tell myself is, don't be afraid. And that's something I realized that I've stopped myself over a lot of the years. I've stopped myself from jumping on certain opportunities just because I was afraid that I wasn't going to do well. But clearly, I'm in DC Fashion Week. I'm doing good. 3 items every woman should own: a little black dress, a small wallet, or some type of bag in order to put personal items in, and a sewing kit.
DC Fashion Week was a success. I saw some fabulous designs and met some amazing people. As always, please stay connected with us on Instagram and YouTube at Style Access Show.